Welcome everybody to the ACLU's 2020 Bill of Rights celebration. My name is Peter Simonson. I'm the Executive Director for the ACLU of New Mexico. I'm so thankful that you're taking a moment to join us for this celebration today. I did want to say that it is our tradition to hold a Bill of Rights celebration every year, as most of you know. We felt it was important, despite the limitations that we're operating under right now, to go ahead and still have a celebration this year, even if we're doing it by video, because of the importance of recognizing some very important, some very special people who are contributing to our civil rights protections here in the state. I also wanted to let you know that our staff has really gone to great lengths to try and make this an inspiring, meaningful moment for you, and that hopefully you get out of it what you would typically get out of our Bill of Rights celebrations. We do have a lot to celebrate this year. It's been a difficult year, but the staff has continued to work under very trying circumstances, and in my mind, to great success. So as part of this celebration today, you are going to get an opportunity to see more video coverage of some of our successes over the last year. We've been hard at work trying to protect vulnerable communities in our prisons and in our immigration detention facilities against the threat of the virus. We've done some amazing work trying to ensure that reproductive health services aren't compromised by the limitations imposed by the virus. We've also done amazing work trying to improve police practices, hold police accountable, not just here in the city of Albuquerque, but around the state. And we're instrumental in helping to pass legislation that requires the use of body-worn cameras by all law enforcement agencies in the state. I suspect that you, like me, are experiencing some relief at the notion of moving into a new administration, one that doesn't show such disregard for our basic rights and liberties. We at the ACLU are going to have our work cut out for us in the coming years. Even while we were hopeful that the Biden administration will be more receptive to our views on civil rights and liberties, there's a lot of damage to undo. As you know, the Trump administration has spent the last 4 years turning our immigration system into essentially an engine of misery and indignity for immigrant families that are coming to this country in search of better lives. We've seen them batter the very pillars of our democracy. We've seen them turn essentially racism into a public policy. One of our key priorities will be trying to reform the immigration detention system in our state, ensuring that Customs and Border Patrol has greater accountability in New Mexico. We're also looking forward to expanding our police reform agenda, again, not just here in Albuquerque, where we are working with APD Forward to press the city of Albuquerque to comply with the various provisions under its consent decree with the Department of Justice, but also to pass statewide reforms that create standards for use of force, and hopefully a New Mexico Civil Rights Act that would actually give people in New Mexico the ability to go to their own New Mexico courts to seek restitution for civil rights violations that they may have experienced. And finally, of course, continued efforts to protect and expand access to reproductive rights in our state, and the ability of women and their families to get the full spectrum of reproductive health care regardless of what may happen with our Supreme Court. So let me just pause there, and I do want to just take a moment to thank some people who've been instrumental to our work and to this celebration today. First and foremost, our staff, who I said have just weathered very difficult circumstances to continue working without a loss in pace. In fact, if anything, our work has just accelerated enormously, and the staff has risen to the challenges of this time. I've mentioned some of those great successes that we've had even despite the pandemic, and we'll continue working in that vein. Thank you to the staff that has helped put this celebration together. Also want to thank the many volunteers that contribute to making the ACLU what it is. Our board members, folks that contribute to our legislative session, volunteer attorneys that take our cases. There are too many names to mention, but I do want to express a thank you to those folks as well. Want to thank Radmilla and our awardees today who who sacrifice for the betterment of our community, and you'll hear more about some of their stories. And finally, of course, I want to thank you, our supporters. You are the fuel, you are the inspiration that keeps us on the front lines, allows us to make the difference here in New Mexico that we hope we are making, holding the line on protecting our civil rights and liberties. And so now with that, on to the show.
The state of New Mexico and the ACLU have been going back and forth for months.
The ACLU of New Mexico is mostly behind the legal action.
I'm sharing my story because I want people to know that I'm a human, so is everyone else.
I want to see precedent set. It's not okay to do this to trans people anymore.
So a change I'd like to see is definitely implementing re-education in law enforcement.
But if I can prevent somebody else's Alicia and somebody else's family from going through what we've been through, I'm gonna do it.
And Native Americans should not even have to fear wrongful things that could happen to them by police brutality.
As you make your voices heard, know your right.
If you think your rights were violated while protesting, write down everything that you remember.
Together, let's stop the government control of black and brown bodies. Black Lives Matter.
So I imagine a world in which everybody is joyful and grateful to meet somebody who's different.
I believe it's important for individuals to be able to make decisions about their own bodies, and that includes when they want to parent, how they want to parent.
We've received numerous letters, calls, and confirmed for us that measures being taken are simply not enough to prevent another outbreak.
But they're not doing anything to get people out of here. We matter a lot to a lot of people out there. You know, we have wives, we have kids that want us home.
If we really want to make our community safer, let's pass legislation that allow people to move away from prior convictions, to provide for their families, and secure safe housing.
The 50 largest police departments around the country are virtually all using body-worn camera technology in this day and age, not just because they might have some deterrent effect on deputies or officers using force, but because you learn from those videos how to improve your policies.
Now it is with great pleasure that I introduce our keynote speaker for this year's Bill of Rights event, Radmilla Cody. Radmilla is a Grammy nominee, renowned international performer, former Miss Navajo Nation title holder, and the founder of the Strong Spirit, Life is Beautiful, Not Abusive campaign, which brings awareness to teen dating violence. Radmilla, who identifies as Navajo and African American, was awarded the Black History Makers Award 2012 from Initiative Radio and was selected as the first Native American awards presenter at the 55th Grammy pre-telecast awards ceremony. Her music and advocacy work has been a form of resistance against multiple colonial forces such as patriarchy, anti-blackness, and anti-indigeneity. This evening, Radmilla has agreed to not only offer us her reflections about the last year and some hope for moving forward, but also to play us some of her original and very deeply moving music. We are so grateful to have her with us. Please join me at home in welcoming Radmilla Cody.
Radmilla Cody and she ash in the shlin na hitle bashin na kerene da chain na hitle da shinale a kuts out a sun shle adotizi hodiere a sitent nasha. Hi everyone. My name is Radmilla Cody, and I am of the Red Okrechi clan, born for the African American. My maternal clans are of the Mexican clan, and my paternal clans are of the African American, and this is how I identify myself as a woman. And I come from Loop, Arizona. I just want to say yeah for having me as your guest speaker at this year's award ceremony. I am truly honored to share space virtually with each and every one of you. I would like to begin with a song named Ehasin, Enduring Kinship and Hope. As Diné, we have a powerful system called kinship This system has long been in place before contact with settler colonialists. Our identity and foundation as Dina are based on the beautiful concept of K'eh. K'eh is our connection and relationship to Nahastan Hima, Mother Earth, Yadalhitka, Father Sky, and our non-human relatives and all five-fingered relatives and people. It encompasses love, ayo'otne, hope, sihasin, compassion, hajoba, and strength, be'atzili, and is inclusive of all people regardless of race, gender orientation, class, and belief. And what's so beautiful about also is that it does not discriminate and it holds all oppressors accountable. We will always be strengthened through our kinship and honest relationships to one another. There is no in money or material things. There is in the land, in the air, in the water, and in each other. And so despite the challenges that we may face on a daily basis, in this case, this pandemic, our hope through our prayers and critical thinking and resistance and resilience will get us through as long as we remain strong through kinship. So this song that I am going to start off with is called Shigal. Winsin she holongo na sha away hey Winsin she salago na sha away hey Ayotne she holongo na sha away ayotne she salago na sha away Ajobachi holongo na sha away Ajobachi salago na sha away Be'atzili shi holongo na sha away Be'atzili shi salago na sha away Ha'ozni nishi holongo na sha away Ha'ozni nishi salago na sha away Ayetlikli nishi holongo na sha away Ayetlikli nishi salago na sha away Before there was a United States, the indigenous people on this continent lived by natural rights to the land and water. Our governance was of natural law held together by kinship and not by paper. However, we cannot return to pre-contact with European settlers. With them, they brought paper laws enforced with overwhelming violence. What continues to thrive are our natural laws of good relations. Good relations didn't create gender and race, which are constructs of the larger society to not only divide us, but to control and demonize those who deviate from their made-up binaries. As of now, we are coerced to participate in this ongoing structure called settler colonialism. We cannot escape its effects, nor its ability to wield violence when we demand our humanity. What we can rely on is each other, to fight for the natural rights and dignity of all human and non-human relatives. Where we choose to fight is as important as how we fight. Again, we cannot ignore the structure of violence. Land and water protectors need good people of the earth to fight as hard as they are in the courtroom. Missing and murdered Black and Indigenous women and femmes need us to seek justice for their families, their relations, who still walk the night alone, searching for them. Black and Indigenous people cannot ignore the state. There are people with immense political power who are comforted by the might of state violence to continue to disenfranchise the poor, the displaced, and dispossessed. Those who seek the benefits of state violence rely on us to acquiesce to it, to drop our heads and simply accept the structure as a final fate, too powerful and too large to dismantle. Too often are our politics weighed down by pessimism. Yet, we must be eternal optimists to build a future together, to fight for a future of health and dignity for all. To live in a world better than we can imagine today. Someday, we will regain our living rights, our natural rights, that are not confined to dusty courtrooms interpretations. Laws that harms us all aren't confined to a single mode of attack. They are multi-headed monsters. Each of us have been given unique gifts and abilities. It will take all of us to slay the monsters that harm us all. These are not lofty pie-in-the-sky ideals. These are the demands of the poor, the displaced, and dispossessed people among us now. It's easy to say we demand a healthy and dignified life. It's another to actually build good relations with each, again, to achieve it. It's easy to stand on a social media pulpit and write these demands. It's another to argue for them in the courtroom. I understand the immense difficulty it is to dedicate your gifts, your life, to achieve justice in a system designed to murder us. As we all know, the system isn't broken. What we do know is we can win. We can win, and as these victories provide precedents for future victories, we can shift the momentum from a predetermined course of humiliation. We can aspire to be more than capitalists. Our role is to fight for those who continue to be oppressed, who don't have adequate status or protection. We can aspire to be good relatives again. Congratulations to all of the awardees. I am sincerely thankful to you all who take this path no matter how grim or thankless it may get or has been. Your hearts are good. Fierce compassion is rare and beautiful in today's society. You all nourish sihasin, hope, and slay fear. May the Diandine holy ones, Zilnat Ani, the mountains, Todiandine, the rivers, continue to bless and guide you today and every day. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah. This next song that I'm going to share with you is a song called Shinasha. It is a song that our ancestors sang when they saw our sacred mountain to the south, also known as Mount Taylor. It was in that moment that they knew they were home after being held captive for 4 years in Bosque Redondo. This is a song of resilience and resistance. I call this our aim song as Dene. Shinasha, 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 te hoshola ea he, nea ahala ahala konasha, ahala ahala konasha, Shinasha, 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 te hoshola ea he, nea ahala ahala konasha, ahala ahala konasha, Shinasha, 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 te hoshola ea he, nea Nahasa shema konasha, Jona ishita konasha, Shinasha, 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 ate hoshola ea he, nea ahala ahala konasha, ahala ahala konasha, Shinasha, 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 ase hoshola ea he, nea Tildi ensenil konasha, Sashike yitlo konasha, Shinasha, 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 ate hoshola ea he, dea ahala ahala konasha, ahala ahala konasha, Shinasha, 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 ate hoshola ea he, dea Shitra ahajole konasha, Shitsi hasen konasha, Shinasha, 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 ate hoshola ea he, dea ahala ahala konasha, ahala ahala konasha, Shinasha,
And now I'd like to turn to the portion of this event where we recognize and applaud a group of individuals who have done extraordinary work to advance civil liberties and make our communities more just and equitable. First up is the Attorney of the Year Award. This award recognizes exceptional legal work by an attorney outside of our organization who has collaborated with the ACLU to protect and advance the cause of liberty in New Mexico. I am honored to present this year's award to Kim Chavez Cook. Kim has made herself available to us at a moment's notice to offer guidance and support in our litigation and policy efforts to improve the criminal legal system. Additionally, in our joint attempt to secure the release of as many incarcerated people as possible amid the COVID pandemic, she has masterfully represented our cause in front of the New Mexico Supreme Court. Our organization was proud and resolute, knowing that with her advocacy, we put our best foot forward. We know that these listed items only begin to scratch the surface of the time and energy she has invested in fighting for New Mexico's incarcerated population, and are deeply grateful for her work.
Thank you, ACLU of New Mexico, for choosing me as your Attorney of the Year. To be recognized by an organization that I respect so much is a great honor. Frankly, this feels like the completion of a quest of some sort. In law school in Colorado, my heroes and mentors were all civil rights attorneys. As a student lawyer, I focused on prisoners' rights work, not criminal law. I was going to be an ACLU lawyer. That was my plan. But there is a kinship between ACLU lawyers and public defenders, and my current position as an appellate public defender has allowed me to fight for civil liberties in new ways. This past year, faced with a global pandemic, public defenders have felt a new kind of fear for our clients. Not just the usual fear of injustice, but actual life and death danger. Nationwide trends make it clear that jails and prisons are a hotbed for coronavirus outbreaks. As lawyers who had worked with incarcerated populations, criminal defense lawyers and ACLU lawyers simultaneously recognized the urgent need to take action, and we banded together to do so. That work is what brings me here now, and frankly, it feels like coming home. Prisoners' rights will always be a core driving force of inspiration for me. It is gratifying to have the ACLU shining a light on that work and what it represents. Advocating for prisoners raises deep questions about our humanity and who in a society we choose to protect, especially at a time when incarcerated people are so fundamentally unable to protect themselves from grave danger. I'm no more committed than any of the attorneys with whom I've collaborated, even if I may have been more visible at times. But I am truly humbled by this spotlight. Working alongside many brilliant and committed advocates, I will continue pressing for equitable justice in New Mexico, and I thank the ACLU from the bottom of my heart for honoring my work with this award.
Next up, we have the Guardian of Liberty Award, which recognizes someone who has taken a courageous stand in their community in defense of civil rights or liberties. It is my privilege to present this year's award to Elaine Maestas. In the aftermath of her sister's tragic death at the hands of Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office deputies, Elaine became one of the state's leading advocates for police reform. Working closely with the ACLU of New Mexico, she has spoken out against the Bernalillo County Sheriff's refusal to adopt body-worn cameras and successfully lobbied for a state law making that technology required for all law enforcement agencies in our state. Most recently, Elaine launched a billboard campaign in Albuquerque commemorating her sister's death and raising awareness about the urgent need for police accountability. Elaine continues to be a leader in the fight for for transforming police in our state, and we are so happy to be presenting her with this award today.
So I wanted to start off by thanking all of you for this nomination. It means a lot to me, as does the reasons behind the nomination, and I am filled with gratitude in receiving it. Never would I have thought I would have come as far as I have in a year, and I owe a lot of that to each and every one of you at the ACLU. I am thankful for the compassion that you all have shown me and the continued support from day one in seeking justice for Alicia and the much needed reform that our community deserves. This partnership that I have with the ACLU has been a blessing that I am forever grateful for, and I look forward to our continued push for more reform in making our community a safer place. So with all that being said, again, thank you for this nomination from the bottom of my heart.
I'd now like to turn to our Volunteer of the Year Award, which recognizes a volunteer who has gone above and beyond in dedicating their time and talent in support of furthering the mission of the ACLU. This year's award goes to Fernando Trujillo, someone who has been instrumental in advancing criminal legal reform in our state. During the 2020 New Mexico legislative session, Fernando helped the ACLU of New Mexico and its allies successfully block a slew of antiquated and failed hypersentencing bills that would have fueled mass incarceration and decimated New Mexico families. We can't underestimate the importance of that work. Those bills threatened to undermine bold second chance legislation that we had passed the year prior and that we are continuing to build upon. We thank Fernando for the courage he showed in testifying in committee after committee about his own struggle with substance abuse and incarceration. And we thank him for his leadership in helping us inch closer to achieving the just, equal, and humane New Mexico that our communities deserve.
My name is Fernando Trujillo. I'm from Española, New Mexico. I'm a criminal justice reform advocate and a drug policy reform advocate. And to me, receiving this award is truly an honor. But this award isn't about me. This award is about all the people of color who have been oppressed by a racist system. I myself am a person living with a criminal history, so I understand the struggle, and it's important for people like me that look like me to get involved. The ACLU has sent me to do some workshops and trainings and symposiums. They've sent me to New York, they've sent me to South Carolina, for example, and those have helped prepare me for where I am today, so that way I was able to get a job with Bold Futures as a policy fellow. Having people with that lived experience involved in this kind of work is paramount to actually passing good and equitable legislation. One thing I would like you all to walk away from tonight is this. Next time you see that person that's suffering from substance abuse disorder or that's incarcerated, to see the potential in them, because that person was me. And 5 years ago, I would have never thought that I'd be in the position where I am today. It's time to stop the war on drugs. It's time to end mass incarceration. And it's time to stop criminalizing people of color. It's time for everyone to join in on this fight, and for all of us to join together and say enough is enough. Given the racist history of this country, it's time for us to open our eyes to this. Thank you.
Next up is the Outstanding Organization Award, which recognizes a partner organization that has made a major impact in the fight for justice, equality, and freedom in the state of New Mexico. This year's award goes to Advocate Visitors with Immigrants in Detention, or AVID, an organization that has played a key role in shedding light on conditions in immigration detention facilities, especially at the Otero County Processing Center. Because of AVID's relentless pursuit of justice, the ACLU of New Mexico has been able to identify detained immigrants as plaintiffs for civil rights violations lawsuits. AVID has also been an advocate in the media and in stakeholder meetings with local, state, and federal elected officials demanding that detained immigrants' civil rights be protected. Accepting this year's award on behalf of AVID are Margaret Brown Vega and Nathan Craig.
We want to thank our colleagues at the ACLU of New Mexico for honoring AVID with this award. AVID is a community-based organization. We're entirely volunteer-run, and we have dedicated individuals who give their time and energy to support and advocate with immigrants who are detained by ICE. We do what we do out of a personal conviction that immigration detention must end. It's a system that deprives people of their liberty, and we believe it should not exist. Through years of committed work visiting and communicating with people detained in local detention facilities, we've sought to help the voices of those on the inside be heard by those of us on the outside. Our collaborations with our ACLU colleagues in Las Cruces and Albuquerque have helped achieve that end. We've learned that litigating the many civil rights violations that we help document in ICE detention is not easy. Though we have faced together countless frustrations, we also acknowledge las pequeñas victorias, the little victories that would only be possible through the work that AVID and the ACLU of New Mexico do together.
It is always an honor for AVID to be recognized with an award. Yet to be honored by this organization that we respect so deeply at this moment of time when the lamp of liberty seems so dim is almost moving beyond words. In the 1920s, the ACLU was born fighting against an overzealous attorney general that arrested, detained, and deported immigrants that were deemed a radicalized threat to the nation. Those old fights remain today's fights. In this long struggle to someday achieve a more perfect union, it is our honor to stand shoulder to shoulder with such wonderful colleagues at the ACLU of New Mexico who have taught us so much over the past several years. Ahead of us, there is tremendous work to do, we all know. Moving forward, we are grateful for the guidance and support from the staff of this wonderful organization. So thank you for this day of celebration and recognition as we continue in our collective efforts to insist on realizing those inalienable rights that are endowed in each of us, including our migrant brothers and sisters, by our Creator, whatever or whoever those creators or creator may be.
Finally, we turn to the Legacy of Justice Award, which honors an individual who has made outstanding and sustained contributions personally and professionally to safeguarding civil liberties throughout New Mexico. I can't think of anyone more deserving than this year's recipient, Kathy Angelis. Kathy recently retired from her post as Executive Director of the New Mexico Criminal Defense Lawyers Association, capping 25 years of service in support of effective legal representation for people affected by the criminal legal system. Prior to that, she headed the statewide coalition to repeal the death penalty, an effort that earned her the ACLU Lifetime Achievement Award in 2004. Over the years, in her various capacities, Kathy has been a key partner of the ACLU, working to reform police practices in Albuquerque and pushing for reductions in mass incarceration and humane treatment of incarcerated people. We're so honored to be able to present this award to Kathy.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to my fellow honorees. It's very exciting to be in your inspiring company. I've had the very amazing experience and pleasure of having my life's work be around activism. For 25 years as Executive Director of the New Mexico Criminal Defense Lawyers Association, some of my most beloved work has been that which has been in coalition with the ACLU of New Mexico. As some of you may know, we began our teamwork together working on repeal of the death penalty, which was achieved in 2009. We expanded our work to include restricting solitary confinement and mass incarceration, standing up on behalf of our Muslim neighbors, teaching our members to provide services for refugees and immigrants, and working to hold the Albuquerque Police Department accountable for its violence, something that is clearly still necessary. In the last few months with the NMCDLA, we worked with the ACLU and the Law Office of the Public Defender to confront the governor and the courts on behalf of people who are in prisons and jails and their families who face the very real threat of the COVID crisis. We here in New Mexico are lucky to have this ACLU because of the work it does, and especially because it recognizes the need for systemic change. We are all too aware of the entrenched racism in our country and the fact that it can no longer be swept under the rug. We've got our work cut out for us, and I know that there have been moments in this past several months, especially, where we've been anxious and angry and exhausted. But I think we can get remotivated and re-energized because of the new leadership that's out there. We've got strategic, smart, and passionate activists, lawyers, and organizers who are out there to help lead the way. And I think it's really important that we be not just allies, but co-conspirators with them, and that we listen and learn from and learn about them. Any time is a good time to step up and speak out. And I hope that you'll join this new leadership and that together we can bring true justice. Thank you.
So that's it. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for the attention you paid to our awardees. Thank you to staff, to our board, to our volunteers, to everybody that has contributed to making this year a success. Thank you for standing with us in the past, and thank you for standing with us in the future. We look forward to continuing our important work here in the state and nationally. You can rest assured that we will be on the front lines each and every day protecting those rights and liberties that we all cherish so highly. Thank you.